Welcome back, everyone. Well, the mental stress of the pandemic is driving some working moms to drink. And during COVID, drinking among women reached record highs, with heavy drinking episodes increasing 41%. That's according to research firm the Rand Company. So should this rise in drinking be cause for concern? Well, joining us now with more insight on this issue is Loyola Marymount University professor, therapist, and race scholar Maia Hoskin. Thanks so much for joining us, Maia. Happy New Year. Tell us, do you think this pandemic is taking such a toll on women that this could be a very serious problem moving forward in the long term?
Absolutely. And thank you for having me, and happy new year to you as well. But yeah, definitely. This trend or phenomenon has playfully been coined the mommy juice culture, but it's definitely cause for concern. We know that there were already increases in alcohol consumption among women prior to the pandemic. So when the pandemic hit, it just really added insult to injury and exacerbated the current issue. A recent study released that there is a 323% increase in alcohol consumption among women with children under the age of 5 during the pandemic. And so we know that women are more at risk and more vulnerable to increased alcohol consumption. As compared to men, as a result of the pandemic and then the lasting effects of the pandemic. So it's definitely a cause for concern.
Yeah, I mean, with our culture, let's face it, drinking can be, something that's accepted and considered, beneficial in some cases. And it's a
Mhm,
cultural issue that we actually saw come up during an episode of Sex and the City, the spinoff.
mhm,
And just like that, I don't know if you've seen it yet, one of the
mhm,
characters
mhm.
realizing that she's drinking more than usual. And we know, if, especially Sex and the City, that's a big part of their socializing, is going out and having a drink. They're in New York City. So, what do you think you should do if you notice a change in your behavior, like they pointed out in the movie?
Absolutely. I think it's important to note the distinction between social drinking here and there when you're out with your friends or a group of people, celebration, versus drinking in isolation by yourself at home consistently. And that is when we see substance abuse disorder it can develop, right, and create a problem for a person is when they're drinking alone at home. And so within that, again, one of the main issues or one of the main giveaways or telltale signs that this might be a problem is when a person finds themselves engaging in substance by themselves, no longer social for social gatherings or at social gatherings. Also, when that consumption begins to increase, when a person doesn't feel de-stressed with just one drink. They need 2 drinks, 3 drinks, 4 drinks, or they find that when they are not able to have an alcoholic beverage or consume alcohol, they're experiencing certain withdrawal symptoms, frustration, agitation, irritation, or even physical symptoms such as heart palpitations, sweating. And so those are some of the telltale symptoms. Also, excessive money, a lot of money being spent on alcohol use. And then also when you begin to hide, and that's one of the telltale signs, really hiding the use of alcohol consumption or substance from your loved ones, from your family for fear of judgment. That's typically a real dead giveaway that there might be a problem going on, which in Sex and the City, the reboot for Sex and the City, Miranda was dealing with, Charlotte finding, empty alcohol wine bottles being hidden. And that's typically one of the telltale signs.
Yeah, exactly. So, with that, does this also come with a spike in alcohol addiction? Or is this, do you think, something short term, and after, hopefully after the pandemic passes, that people return to normal? Or does this turn into alcohol addiction?
Absolutely. And as I mentioned, we were already beginning to see an increase or spike in alcohol consumption among women prior to the pandemic. As a matter of fact, in 2019, there was an over 80% increase of alcohol consumption among women, and I should say an over 80% increase in alcohol addiction among women compared to just about a 30% increase of alcohol addiction among men. And so this is, again, it's cause for concern, not only in terms of consumption, but actually informing addiction. And, a lot of women, as you've said earlier, Laverne, really dealt with various factors during the pandemic that exacerbated any type of substance abuse and alcohol use, such as being stay-at-home moms, as well as balancing their work life, being anxious about uncertain conditions in our country, health concerns, and then just the overall effects of being isolated for a prolonged period of time. So, women, it's definitely a cause for concern, and it's great that we're having this discussion right now about it.
So Maya, real quick before I let you go, is there any advice or tips that you can give somebody who thinks they're struggling, or should they just go ahead and try to reach out to AA or somewhere professional? Is it something that they can get a hold of, get control of on their own?
Well, I think it really depends on where a person falls on that spectrum. If they've just started engaging in alcohol use or substance abuse, or if they have a much more deeply rooted issue. But overall, what I would suggest is number one, we need to readjust our perception or the profile of substance abuse. Folks who fall into that category. When we think about alcoholism or substance abuse overall, we think about men or wayward women. And that is not at all, or never has been, the only profile. And so we need to kind of correct our thinking around that. You know, as we're saying, we're seeing a lot of women, particularly younger women with younger children, who are fitting the profile and who are developing a substance abuse disorder. So we first need to readjust that perception, because I think a lot of women are kind of minimizing or dismissing their drinking because they think they don't fit the profile. So that's the first piece. But then the second piece is talking to your loved ones, those who you really trust, and who can give you support and can give you an objective opinion about if your consumption of alcohol or substance is getting a little erratic. And then obviously, you know, for those more extreme situations, definitely looking into resources such as, you know, 12-step programs, and then trying to wean yourself off of that substance. You know, it's the beginning of the new year, and we always hear about dry January or dry February. So trying to go 30 to 60 days without consuming alcohol or consuming a specific substance. But another really great resource for anyone who might be concerned about a potential disorder or developing a potential disorder would be to look into the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. On their website, they have a wealth of resources and information in terms of symptoms to look out for, different resources in terms of programs
Right.
that a person can enroll themselves in.
Well, great advice. Thank you so much. The bottom line is you're not alone and there's help out there. Thank you
Yeah,
so much, Maya, for joining
yeah,
us. Take care.
definitely.